Chapter 10. Wei. Wei wasn't a Nayan monk, lacking their physical gifts. He stood 5 feet 5 inches tall, tipping the scales at 110 pounds, after a filling meal. His body suited him for the role of the water boy rather than the starting quarterback. What he lacked in physical strength, he made up for with mental acuity. A powerful instinct, along with the ability to make quick decisions, gave him his power. When William ran for the motorcycle, Wei knew things became dangerous. William allowed Wei to handle the logistics of their mission because of his superior brain. He had figured that hiding Kate so far from Rocky Mount would keep her safe. Proximity led to danger. Now he saw the foolishness of his plan, and he kicked himself for not expecting the negative outcome. William had all the skills of the most advanced Nean monk, but he went to battle alone. In a fair fight, William would mop the floor with these clowns, but the number of variables exceeded the ability for even Wei's genius brain to calculate the outcome. The calculus didn't go in William's favor. As William raced away from the hotel room 2 days ago, Wei put Plan B into action. If William knew about this plan, he kicked Wei's ass. A 2-pronged call for help. His first call went out to the brothers, Mikado and Young. Both would arrive at the airport today. Like Wei, both were orphans of Eurasian ancestry. Unlike Wei, both were huge, even when compared to William, and both were master-level Nayan monks. William wanted to leave them out of the fight, but both owed William their lives. Besides, Nayan monks fought together, so both were eager to assist. An email containing several incriminating files went to FBI Special Agent Mary Ryan. She spent her career trying to stop the Russian mob. Wei knew she'd know what to do with his gift. He didn't know if she'd help or hinder this operation, but Wei was desperate to save his friend. After not being able to locate William or Kate for over 24 hours, Wei had been glad he made the call and emailed the feds. He remembered an old Bible verse. A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but 2 can stand back to back and conquer. 3 are even better, for a triple-braided cord is not easily broken. Now the evil man would crumple once the 3 monks came together. Wei had still no answer to where they had taken Kate. He watched a thug shove her into the back of a white van labeled Merino Meats, and he followed it through part of the city via various traffic cameras. But then he lost it in the morning rush hour traffic. 99% of the vans on the road are white, making them difficult to follow. Plus, Merino Meats appeared to be a legitimate company doing substantial business in the New Haven area, so he lost the van during their getaway from the hotel. They wouldn't be able to keep her hidden forever. Wei possessed an intelligence greater than all the criminal masterminds put together. The problem was, they hid things well, and Wei found himself stuck slugging through shell companies looking for a valid lead. He hoped to have her location before the brothers landed, because they weren't the most patient men. Yesterday, Wei finally found William. He had been admitted to Our Lady of Perpetual Misery Hospital in downtown New Haven as a John Doe. Wei worked to make sure no one figured out William's real identity, since he had a criminal record. William had been shot and hit by a vehicle, but he was in stable condition, resting on a secured floor of the hospital. A local detective had made a ton of requests from several databases. So far, he came up with nothing about William's identity. If Wei had the time, he would have created a fake background, since no background might be just as suspicious as a criminal past. Next time, Wei would prepare better. He hoped there'd be a next time. Fate smiled down upon them. Nobody could have picked a better doctor to treat William. Dr. Martha Jones possessed an excellent record for patient care. The rate of survivability and recovery for her patients ranked in the top 5% of doctors in the country. That fact alone made Wei smile before he discovered her backstory. Not a happy tale, but one he could use to help William. One night while working in the emergency room as a young trauma surgeon, Dr. Jones got the call to treat a gunshot victim in critical condition. Unknown to her, the patient was her young son, Michael Jones. During a routine traffic stop, an overzealous New Haven police officer shot the boy. Michael died before they got him into the operating room. Dr. Jones never forgave the cops, making her disdain known for the world. She spoke out against them and their violent overreach in every public forum, so her dislike for the police made her keep them away from William. Wei hoped the brothers could reach the hospital, springing him before the police got their hands on William. They would only take no for so long, even from a worthy opponent like Dr. Martha Jones. Computer dinged, notifying Wei the custom web crawler he built finished its job. This one generated a list of 12 locations where they might be holding Kate. Multiple computers had been running non-stop since the incident without finding her prison yet. A weaker man than Wei would have given up hope by now, but he never surrendered because he knew how important this mission was to William, the man he loved like a brother. He eliminated the first 3 locations on the list within a few minutes. They wouldn't hide 2 kidnapped victims in such a public location. Someone would have seen them. The mob had power, but somebody would have come forward and talked. Now the 4th looked promising because of its remote location. It bordered the docks near the port of New Haven. If Wei were superstitious, then he would fear the number 4, since his ancestors thought it meant death. He had no time for silly ideas like this. Wei dealt with facts and data. After ruling out the other locations, he searched for surveillance cameras in the area. No nearby businesses or traffic lights made the task difficult, but a genius with access to his computer network and a boatload of cash would find a way. Nobody could hide from Wei. After 5 more minutes of searching, another ding signified his computers had found some potential video feeds. It uncovered 3 potential sources for the time frame in question. Wei brought the first video up on his 43-inch monitors. It came from a traffic camera 3 blocks away. He watched a van drive into the frame, taking a right at the next intersection. This followed the correct route to the old warehouse. Wei enhanced the video, seeing the bullet holes marring the sheet metal. The van from the hotel. Plenty of Merino Meats vans traveled in the city, but most hadn't been ventilated by bullets. A video doorbell on the back of a derelict building provided the second video in the sequence. This one had only been a few seconds long, providing a quick glimpse of the van as it raced by. Based upon the condition of the building, this place housed criminal activity. Why else have surveillance on a dump? Third time proved to be the charm in this case. A warehouse at the edge of the dockyard's grounds had a camera pointed toward the abandoned building in question. This video was over 3 minutes long, providing the answers Wei sought. 3 armed men drove 2 bound prisoners from the van into the empty derelict structure. He had the location. Now he needed the operators to free the prisoners. Wei needed to decide the next move. Did he send the brothers to the address where they held Kate, or the hospital where William was being treated? He knew the answer he wanted to give, but he knew William's answer too. So he texted the address of Kate's location to the throwaway cell he provided to Young. Once they landed, they would get the message and the driver would take them to Kate, complete the mission, then worry about William. The same driver who had delivered Kate to the hotel had been called into service again. Paying him to pick up the brothers at the airport had been easy, but convincing him to pick up 2 staves, a katana, and a crossbow took a little more persuading. Wei put the wheels in motion, but had no other task for himself. So he grabbed the laptop to monitor his network, heading out to the car they had left in the parking lot below. Time for action.